Hey, I'm wondering if you know how incredibly helpful it is to acknowledge that we can tap into guidance and wisdom beyond what we get from our physical senses. I sit every morning and I get a daily message from my guides, Sanaya. I sat right across the room here this morning, tuned in, and the message they gave was so incredibly practical that that's the title I put on it. When I publish these messages, they go to my free Awakened Way app. So check it out. Today's message, what's today? Monday, May 4th, 2026. I actually gave it that title, So Practical. Why? Because they began with the question, how do you find peace? And right away explained that how is an acronym. Now, if you followed my work, you know that I love acronyms. Spirit gives them to me, or they show me new concepts and they'll say, there's an acronym here, and I'll find it. But today, the acronym came out in the message, nonstop flow as I just typed the words like taking dictation from Spirit. But what they shared is truly a beautiful way to find peace. And the message is clear, but I just wanted to unravel it for you in a short video here because this is what we need. We need a recipe. We need instructions in every moment of every day when we can feel disconnected from spirit. How to find peace is realizing that the spirit is right within. Oh, that's funny. I just put my new book, I just got my first copy. It's not even available yet, but will be in 1 month. Always connected. How to find comfort, clarity, and direction from the spirit within. So, how to find peace is the acronym HOW. This requires the understanding that we can't be separate from our source. I call that source joy. Joy flows through and as us, it breathes us moment by moment. And so the instructions were how to find peace. The H is put your hand on the hara, the belly. If you could see me, I'm putting my hand right below the navel. So do that with me. Put one hand on the belly, the hara, and state the word silently or aloud, here. So if you're feeling off balance, if you're not feeling peaceful, put your hand here on the belly. And with the word here, you're acknowledging here is where the soul rests. The source of all wisdom and guidance is here within me. I can tune in, and by being present, not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, I find peace here. It's amazing what happens when we get our mind off of that hamster wheel, the monkey mind, always churning. So resting a hand on the belly and stating here, but acknowledging here is your connection to source, to joy. The second one they showed us is then put another hand on the heart. I still have my hand on the hara. And as we do this, HOW, how to find peace, say the word open. As I even say that, I feel this internal of relief because there are really only two states in human form that we experience, constriction or openness. When we're constricted by our thoughts, by our emotions, by pain, we lose awareness of our connection to joy, to source. We never lose that connection because it's who and what we are. But when we're constricted, we feel blocked. So hand on the hara here. Here is awareness. Hand on the heart, open. It's going to help if you exhale slowly with a nice as you affirm, open. And this is a state. It's also an action, right? Open your field, relax. Can you feel the peace that comes from simply affirming open? And I'm not saying I am here, I am open. That takes us to this individual state of feeling separate. We are here as source in human form. We are open to the flow of life right here, right now. And then how to find peace. The W is keep your hands on the heart and the heart, but move your awareness to the head, right between the eyes in the middle of the skull here. That's the location of the energy center known as the third eye. And you might think that the W stands for wisdom, but that would cause us to think. The wisdom is going to flow. The word we're guided to use to find peace is wonder. Wonder. Be in a state of wonder. Not, I wonder what's going to happen, but the wonder of how spirit is flowing now that we've found peace. Just being open as we're here to wonder. That childlike sense of what's next and trusting that when we're here and open, spirit will unfold in wondrous ways is part of the path to finding peace. So all of that came just this morning from a message from Spirit for all of us, very practical advice, how to find peace. Hand on the heart, here is awareness. Hand on the heart, open to the truth of who I am and what's here now, and wondrous wonder, childlike playfulness, acknowledging it's all joy. What's next? Thank you, Spirit, for that little burst of wisdom.